man, I forgot how just good Mama Joe's Diner is here in Alma, Missouri. Whew. Ate so much I almost forgot where I was at. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Alma, Missouri. We're back here at it once again. Getting ready to take the few pieces of equipment we brought with us and get back to our new farm. That train is hauling butt. Wow. This is what we got going for us this time around, at least starting off. So we do have our C50 dump trailer, or dump truck, C-truck, whatever you want to call it, and our Lizard C450 trailer with our bush hog mower here, Gyrex. Hello, sir. And we have our case, 1455, excuse me, XL with our Stoll F30. Wow, I can't read today. Front loader with our Case IH bucket with grapple. That's all we're starting off with, but we have quite a few plots of land that we have purchased already. Because of our setup, we kind of backed in over here into this little side road just to kind of keep out of everyone else's way. If you remember last time we were here, our original farm is down on the south side of town, on the south side of the county. This time we have bought property. Okay, I didn't mean to pull out in front of you. My bad, dude. You just kind of appeared out of nowhere on me. Our old farm, we actually sold off when we moved out of town last. It's not for sale this time around, so I decided to go and purchase a different farm that was for sale. This truck is noisy. It's an older truck, so it's to be expected, especially when hauling a load like this. And brakes are not the greatest. Okay. Whoops. You didn't see anything. We made that turn just fine. Yeah. We turned onto this road just fine. No issues there. Alright, so we own, like I said, we own quite a bit of land. It should be first couple of fields. Actually, this one might be one of our fields here. I haven't seen it from this side, to be honest with you. No, actually, I don't think it's this one. I think it's this next one here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's it. This is our first, well, massive field that we have in comparison to the other ones. I really want to pass this person, but I know I have a turn coming up here ahead of us. So I purchased all the fields that basically have direct access through our farm. And that's just so we can kind of maintain access ourselves. We don't have to worry about anything else like that. So this is very tippy. Woohoo! Fixed it. It's like it's very top heavy. I blame the mower deck. So this is our farm. Just gonna pull a truck in, basically in a spot that we can easily, well, easier unload it without having to worry about too much else. Let's drop that, undo that. I'm just gonna detach it here. Why? Well, why not? I'm gonna go take a quick peek at the fields that we got right now. Well, these are our first two right here on the homestead. Potatoes. Looks like they... yeah, these are about ready to harvest. I have nothing for potatoes. Guess I'm going to be renting. Are these? Yep, these are definitely sugar beets. Don't have anything for these either. Guess that's going to be another leased piece of equipment. Unless I can find a piece of equipment that'll allow me to do both. That's always a possibility. Why am I walking? I need to get in the truck. That's why I got it down here. So I have asked that quite a few trees get removed. Ooh, wasn't sure if we'd make it. And that's so we can work on expanding our fields out. If you guys remember, I did that with this particular field here at one point. Brought it all the way over here to the road and filled in the areas a little bit farther around the creek beds and whatnot. And I think this little triangles piece here between the creeks and the road, I think I'm just going to make that more... Do I still have hazards on? No, I don't. I may just make that more of a woodland section. Kind of get some more trees, and we're going to go through like around that water area there. We're going to plant some more trees and bushes and whatnot around here. Oh boy, this is cotton. Beets, cotton, and potatoes are not my biggest fans. I'm not their biggest fans either. More sugar beets, lovely. Yep, I just yeeted myself across that little creek. Whoa. What'd I hit? It's like I hit a patch of ice and my truck went just whee! Right on around. So I'm going to get out and check this field as well as this next field just up here. So this is... Ooh, this is carrots. Man, all this stuff looks like it's going to be needing harvested here before too long. Parsnip. No traditional piece of property I own. You've got to be kidding me. So 12 and 19. Sugar beets. 18, and that's a big field of cotton. Yeah. Field 11 up here. Potatoes. Where is it? 20 carrots. And 21 parsnips. It looks like field 14 that we did purchase down here has nothing in it right now. So at least that's a little bit of a reprieve. Just so you guys can tell, we also have these two fields which I forgot about. Whoops. Did not mean to hit that button, which looks like they don't have anything either. Works for me. I do need to go through and I need to purchase all the soil information because I completely forgot about that. But this patch of grass here just across the street, or the, if you want to call that a street, we're going to plow that up as well, make that a tillable plot of ground for us. I'm getting this because we do have... I may look into buying 23 here before too long. I'm doing this now just because we have so many plots of land that are ready to go, or just about ready to go. So I'll make sure that we can get as much information off that before we get to harvesting that we can. So, this is our grain truck that we're going to be using, at least initially. We have 1.2 million in the bank right now. But if I'm going to be leasing, you know, harvesters for cotton and for potatoes and beets, that's going to dissipate real freaking quick. I think what I'll do is I'll get the mower unloaded. Oh, that was rough. At least we didn't flood it. That one's a little bit smoother. Hold up. What do we have a barn for? Is this? Ooh. Pig farm. Works for me. This is just a shed. I'll take it. I see light bulbs. Does where's the light switch? No light switch? Or is it outside? Hello, I want to turn the lights on in here. Oh, they might be automatic. This one isn't. Alright, so we do have some sheds over here and around the area. And this thing, I don't know what this thing is. And apparently I wasn't given a code for it, so... oh well. I'm gonna try something so that way I don't have to worry about getting off and then trying to back on. We're gonna connect it this way and we're just gonna pull it off this way. Because this trailer seems like it wants, the front end wants to sink into the ground with this weight. Alright, so we're gonna disconnect that. Of the fact that this has like a blow-off motor sound to it. Alright. Because I forgot the truck down here, I'm going to come down here, grab this. Right now it's our main source of transportation. And you look into investing in a better farm truck. Or something to get us around a little bit better that won't be this thing. I'm not going to connect back up to it, we're just going to get it close. How is this configured? Ooh, we need to get mulching blades on that. Give me a minute here. I'm going to get mulching blades thrown on here, but with it being brand new, nothing should be rusted, shut, or anything. So, I'll be right back. Alright, so the mulching blades are put on now. Let's go take care of some, and I killed it. I actually want to get these paths mowed down a little bit. Just that way we can kind of get a start on getting our new home cleaned up. It looks like we got a bunch of trash back here I didn't notice before that we're going to have to take care of. Depending on what we can get to harvest some of these fields, may depend on whether or not we use this particular tractor to let's get everything lifted up and turn it off. There we go. I just didn't want to get anything into that gear housing there, so. But yeah, you know, we may end up using this to cut the tops off of the beets and the potatoes before we actually harvest. But we will seed it, like I said, depending on what we can get our hands on for leasing purposes. That's kind of where we are at the moment. I've been meaning to get back to this particular map for a while. I know I kind of stopped playing on it for a hot minute because of certain issues I was having that I can't exactly blame on anyone else but probably myself. Not trying to drive too deeply, and there goes the gearbox right into the drink with everything running. Just what I didn't want to have happen. All because I can't drive worth a damn. That was a tight turn anyway. But I'm at least getting this piece mulched down, mowed up and mulched down, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. It's some long grass. Everything else I think we'll take care of after we harvest each area. Over here, a lot of this grass is going to be plowed up anyway. So for that, it's just going to be pointless to mow it at that point because, like I said, it's going to get plowed under for expanding several of our fields. I think this one over here by the house, for certain, maybe even both of these, I may plant grass in it and be done with it. Make them grass fields. Especially if we end up getting something like pigs. We should be able to use the grass to do what we need to feed them. Am I going to go in the drink again? Yes, I am. Can I get back out of this? Probably not. Hey, I did. Woohoo! It's been a while since I've used one of these with the... I just realized I was driving with my front loader all the way up like that, and that doesn't help with center of gravity. But again, we are just kind of doing our own thing here. And you know me, I am kind of biding my time until 25 releases in, what is it, November? We're in September now, so I should be getting my, as of me recording this video, I should be getting my new truck driving simulator setup, whatever you want to call it, from Hori, H-O-R-I, in 10 days. I believe in 6 days, the 16th of September, the new state for ATS, Arkansas, I believe, is being released. Or maybe it was Arkansas that was announced, I can't remember. They have like 3 different states that they're working on. One of them's getting released here in the middle of September. Plain and simple. Sorry, I can't keep things straight. But yeah. So that's that should be good because the week I get my driving set up from Hori, you guys should check it out. Basically, the biggest thing that I'm excited for with that is if it's anything like the farming kit that I have from them, the steering wheel itself is a lot more realistic in size than, say, a Logitech. And I say that from experience because I own a Logitech. I don't remember the number on it, but one of the G series ones, 920 maybe. Again, I apologize, I'm not up to speed on that. But the The Logitech is great, especially if you're kind of looking for a cheaper option. Because I know for the truck series system alone that I'm gonna be getting, I think it's around $500. Actually, now that I think of it, I don't think Logitech was much cheaper than that. But there's a lot more buttons coming with it. I am getting a new gear shift with that as well, so I'll be able to get back to grinding through those 18 gears. Almost said 18 wheels. You know, I guess technically that too, 18 wheels on the semi truck. So that's where we're looking at for that. Can't wait, and I really hope that that's going to be compatible with Farming Simulator, so that way I can get that set up on my driving stand and just kind of leave it and use it for both. Right now my Farming Sim setup is compatible. It just does not have the vibrate function on it. Force feedback is what I'm thinking of. Sorry, with the Xbox controllers, those have the vibrating feedback, however you want to call that. So can't blame me for lack of sleep right now. It's more so I just got done eating dinner, so my mind is focused on digesting what I ate, which was amazing. I'll just put it this way, it was a delicious red meat slab. But yeah. So yeah, we are just out here kind of mowing things back. I think I'm gonna go over here around this area, figure out what trees I should cut back. I think these two are gonna be disappearing on us. Because what I'm going to be trying to do is kind of make this a nice smooth transition. I think that one's going to go away. At least two. There we go. Because I don't really want to kind of have anything too crazy. I need to be careful about what land I own and what I don't. So I'm also doing this to kind of cut back any bushes that are left that hadn't been hacked back. We're also going to be connecting it up to this drainage up here. Apparently not. Apparently I don't have access to that land. I'm going to need to change that here before too long. I thought I did. Sorry, boss. Okay, so that's going to make things interesting. Because I thought I had access to that area. At least enough to mow. Yeah, we're going to leave that for now. I guess the other thing I'm trying to do right now is trying to figure out exactly what areas I do have access to. By leaving, you know, the patches like that, it'll help me determine where I can plow and where I can't. So I mean, unless you decide to go in and you want to buy the entire map, and this is kind of how I tend to set up my fields. Yeah, it's not exactly realistic when I can go and go pop, there goes a tree, it's disappeared. Instead, before recording, I do try to do that part prior. I need to figure out where this actually ends as far as my property, because I know that field is like right there. So we do have a start of a creek up here where those bushes are. Actually, before then, I need to replant some trees and bushes in around that area. But it is nice to know though that I can get around on this side and not to be able to get to that other field if I needed to. Like if for some reason this area was flooded out. I know for certain we're in an area that I own everything to, so we're just gonna get things mowed down here real quick. But we are going to be expanding these fields once they get harvested. So I really don't want to remove any of these cricks anywhere. I just like the look of them. The fact that it does kind of show the effect of flowing water, which is sometimes a little hard to do when you're kind of adjusting things without going into any files that I don't know how to do or don't want to do right now. But some of the things that I'm seeing for 25, I'm looking at and thinking, I need to get into the actual art of modding. And it's just going to be more so for things for my own benefit, for my own farms. Probably taking, something like this, and instead of, there's a mod that's very similar to this that you can put the Welker Farms logo on the tractor. Taking like this mod and seeing if I can do that with, say, my own logo. Things like that. So, I mean, I don't really want to do anything like that just because I can't make something like this from scratch. Not right now, but if I can figure out how to, throw on a logo onto it, that would make me happy. So, these two fields are actually going to be getting combined. That's why you see so much grass over here just immediately to the right of the field that we're getting ready to go into. Because I'm going to try to make it a smooth transition from one field to another, where it kind of meets up with that road that we just came down. And we're just going to try to kind of expand our fields out a little bit, kind of make them a little bit more our style, our taste type of deal. So that is the idea. I'm curious just how close we can get to where we don't have access in these two spots. Because our mower could be over like just a hair, and it'd be over just enough to keep us from having to oh yeah, I do have the mod that causes like lights up front now. It's actually going to be dealt with our bucket getting in the way. And I do like the mod. It keeps my mindset in the correct frame of mind for, alright, so I gotta be careful about how I do certain things. Gotta be careful about, maybe not just running with regular lights, throwing the overhead lights or all lights on type of deal so I can see. But knowing that, like you see in front of my tractor, that's throwing shadows. So I kind of like the realistic look of it. So for at least the time being, we're gonna hang on to that mod. I really hope a lot of these types of things are going to be in the base game for 25, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Just because they do a lot. I mean, like, heck, seasons were a mod at one point. And look where we're at with that. So, it's not like the Giants, ignore anyone. It's like they don't ignore the mod hub. They support it, clearly, because they have an entire team dedicated to testing the mods and making sure they work properly. So people aren't out there just damaging your gameplay. I mean, yeah, there are people, but that's if you go to third-party sites, you're not careful about what you're doing. But that's beside the point. And yeah, all of this is going to get plowed in. But I kind of want to see exactly where the points are that I won't be able to plow. Because something, yeah, I could either plow it, I could probably cultivate it, plant it, but probably when it comes to harvesting, I'd probably go, nope, can't do that. So, trying to see exactly where the breaking points are. So we can kind of go from there. Yes, we are kind of mowing over some crops. I'm not too concerned about that. It's all a crop that's going to be instantly sold, and I'm not looking to care too much about any kind of profit off of it, mainly because I'm not the one that spent the money to plant it, cultivate the ground, plow the ground, all that fun stuff. I'm just going to be the one getting the rewards from it. So, yay for me. I gotta get turned around here, but this area is too tight right now. But I think our little farmyard is gonna work out great for the ideas I have on how I'm wanting to do things. And one of the stipulations I'm gonna try to give myself is, you know, no John Deere equipment, or try not to. And I say that because almost every single map, every single farm that I do on here, I almost always resort to John Deere. And I make the excuse of, well, it's the one I have the most mods for, blah, blah, blah. I have plenty of mods for Case and Lizard, of course. So I'm going to do what I can to make it happen. I think I have an idea of how I'm going to do that. We'll leave it like that. Let's see up here. I do like the look of this lawn now that it's actually just getting mulched in. And I have an idea of how I'm going to handle that. Up here is going to be a different story. Up here, I think I'm just going to follow along the fields here on the left and just kind of go that route until I either get everything mowed or it stops letting me mow them. Because I need to connect these 2 points here. And I think it's just because I'm off by just a little bit. So we're going to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fields, if I'm not mistaken. Down to 7 maybe, with 2 of them for certain turning to grass, I think. Heck, I might have 3 that are grass, with that small one on the other side of the tracks. That one was one that was by itself. And it's kind of like a tiny one that's just kind of stuck there. So we're going to make that one work for us. And if it ends up just being a grass field that we use to just gain an extra bale or two to take care of our whatever animals we get, then so be it. But it's possible the first year or two we may actually put a crop on it. Just that way we can get some funds from it first. And even if I do make the 2 on the farmyard, if I do make those tillable, then it's going to be one of those that it's just going to be what it is. We'll work on it while we can and try to make it to where we can earn some funds from it, but we'll also expand those as well at the time. Alright, so let's see here. Wow. That's going to be real difficult for me to figure out how to do that little corner there. Now keep in mind, I'm thinking about extending a road, or at least a dry path. Because if you... Oh. That's what I get for not paying attention to my driving. If you were to go straight through these trees and keep to the left side of that field, there actually is a trail. You can kind of see it through the opening in the trees there. And I'm thinking about trying to see if I can expand it this way. Like just bring it along that border of the field and then just follow the tracks down. And considering I know that we have the start of a creek right there, maybe follow it farther along, or I might just follow the creek over to the current trail that we got right there. So really, we are lowered. Okay. I don't have access to this land, huh? Alright, well I think I have an idea of how I'm gonna handle this. I may not like it, but until we buy that plot of land, it's gonna be what it is. So I think in the meantime, guys, we're gonna call a video there. So as always, if you happen to like what you see, or catch yourself watching more than one of my videos, please do us both a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That bell will let you be notified of every single video I post, and not just like a few here and there. If you haven't done so already, guys, do us both a favor and hit that subscribe button, please. We're over 300 subs right now. I would love to see 400 come quicker than the 300 did. But if not, I'm not going to be losing sleep over it, so I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week with this video coming out on a Thursday. I truly hope you all have a very wonderful weekend ahead of you. We'll catch you in the next episode, so as always, take care. Peace.